Well, yo, welcome back to the Slowpoke. Well, I've got one more Vivid Voltage deck for you today. My best deck in format currently, and there's a good chance it's still going to be the best deck in format now. It actually obliterates one of its counter decks now, moving forward. Let's talk about ADP Z, baby. Cheers. And sometimes the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And I don't know about the poor getting poorer, but in this case, the rich are definitely getting richer. Here we go. So let's start off the list with two ADPs. Basic Pokemon 280 HP with 2 attacks. The first one's Ultimate Ray, 1 water, 1 metal, 1 colorless. You do 150 damage. Search your deck for 3 basic energy cards, attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. Now, as bonkers as an attack that's actually a bonus. If we ever get that off, we're laughing. Chances are we're not gonna though. The main reason we play ADP is for its GX. For 1 metal, 1 water energy, your rest of your Pokemon do an extra 30 damage to your opponent's active for the rest of the game. And if they knock something out, you take an extra prize card. Now, I would love to try and build a deck more where we focus around Ultimate Red. I might try and revisit Green's ADP. But man, all you gotta do, get that old creation off and you can just KO 2 Dedenes. It's crazy. It is actually fully crazy. We all know what ADP does. Who's the ADP's partner in crime? Let's have a guess. Oh, shock. 4 Zacians. Zacian's arguably one of the best attackers that's ever been printed, in my opinion. I've been playing since Boundaries Cross, getting up to about 10 years. And Zacian's nuts. Even if just as an attacker for 3 metals, you do 230. That's super strong. In 2 shots, everything. But then after ADP, but if you now start taking extra prizes, it's a little bit silly. It's a little bit silly. But the main reason I think Zacian is absolutely nutty is the ability Intrepid Sword. You can end your turn, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, any metal energies you find there you can attach, and then you get to put the rest in your hand. That is just like really silly. So if you're going first, obviously you can't attack going first. Intrepid Sword is like a hop at worst, and at best it's like, what's that new supporter? Lady, where you get to draw 2. And you can put some energy attached as well. So yeah, Zacian's pretty bonkers. You probably don't need me to tell you that, but yeah, shock. So what makes ADP obliterate the counter decks? Well, the counter decks used to be something like Decigoons, right? Or Altaria, that sort of stuff is sort of hard for ADP to get through. The only way you could really get through is using Mawile to bench their stuff. We still play a Mawile though, but it's because they're a nice 2 energy attacker. And against stuff, if the opponent starts to fill their bench, Wily Bite, 10 plus 30 for each one of your opponent's bench Pokemon can add up quite nicely. And you know, when you're, the 2 energy attack is quite nice as well. The one that obliterates Decigoons and all that, I couldn't believe when I saw this card. It's like all the anti-ADP folks were like, oh, Decigoons, ADP can't beat us, rah, rah, rah. Boom, now it can. You can't play those decks anymore, fellas. Stop it now. Aegis/V, basic Pokemon, 210 HP, 2 attack, /1 metal, 1 colorless, you do 50. That's not the attack we're looking at though. Sonic Edge, the death to Altaria, the death to Decigoons. 130 damage. This damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So what that basically means, 130 plus GX goes up to 160. You now one-shot Obstagoon. Goes for Altaria, and that's all she wrote, really. Now, I guess Obstagoon can start playing stuff like Big Charm if they really want to, but then you're a stage 2 that attacks for 2 energy that needs a tool to beat the deck it's trying to counter. It's over, folks. It's over. You could argue now this makes ADP impossible to counter. Hard counter. Crazy. We don't even play the VMAX. There was an A/VMAX in here, which I don't play. That does for 3 energy, I believe, 160 plus 30 for each prize card you've taken. And I know Dark Phoenix, shout out to you, Jared. He profiled ADP post format, next format already. I know he plays the A/VMAX. He quite likes it because he says after GX, if you knock out Dedenne, you can do 280 with the A/VMAX. If I remember, I'll put it on screen now. I don't feel as if that's worth it, in all honesty, but you know, it's quite cool, quite tanky. And yeah, taking hits in ADP is something that you're not really accustomed to. So 2 Dene, a little bit on the low side, but I think we can get away with 2 just to help us draw through, get energies in the bin. We're such a turbo deck. We want to find bosses almost every turn just so we can always take 1-shots, because ADP Z doesn't want to 2-hit stuff, doesn't want to do that unless it's ultimate ray. So the Dene will help us find our bosses or our catchers. 1 Elder Goss so we can reuse the boss's orders or reuse Professor's Research. They're the only 2 supporters we play. So being able to it's mostly to reuse boss though, let's be honest. And then 1 Crobat so we can Dark Asset and Data Change in the same turn if needed. So yeah, that's all our Pokemon. Whoa. That's all our Pokemon. Let's get involved with our supporters, and spoiler alert, there ain't many of them. The 2 best supporters in format in my opinion. Notice how I put boss's orders ahead of research. In my opinion, I think boss's orders is more integral to ADP success than research can be, just because we want to take 1-shots. When we're taking 3 prizes on the Dene and Crobat or anything that we can 1-shot, it's insane. So yeah, we want to be able to hit what we want as much as we can with ADP. Boss's orders lets us do this. We got 4 Professor's Research. Again, we're only playing the 2 best supporters in format. We don't need Marnie. We don't need anything else. We don't need to see extra cards. But the amount of dig and stuff we have, Intrepid Sword as well, we don't need extra stuff. So 4 Research, 4 Boss, plenty. And let's go on to the items again. 4 Switch, because Zacian does actually have a bit of a drawback, believe it or not. It can't use Brave Blade next turn. So you don't really want to get stuck in the active, right? So Switch will help get around that. It'll also help us get, if we lead something we don't want to and we want to get Alter Creation off, Switch will help us do that as well. 4 Quick Ball. There we go. 4 Quick Ball, just because we're an all basic deck, aren't we? So Quick Ball's universal deck search. Let's just get Crobat, let's just get Elder Goth, let's get Dene, let's get everything, doesn't it, to be fair? While getting energies in the bin so we can use Metal Saucer. What card is this? Our stadium of choice is Chaotic Swell. You could put a Viridian in here if you like, not against that. The reason I put Chaotic Swell in this, you don't want to get you don't want your opponent to lock in a Prism Star Stadium like a Wonder Lab or a Black Market. That'd be terrible. So Chaotic Swell at least gives us a little bit of defense against that. We got up here then 4 Metal Saucers. Very, very fun indeed. This is going to help us power up our Zacians, getting 1 metal out the bin. And Attack is one of our bench metal types. Can't really go wrong with that, can you? Let's be honest. And in combination with these 4 cards, Energy Switch. Let me know what you think the best Energy Switch artwork is. I'm going for HGSS or base black and white. But yeah, what this is going to let us do is we can get an Alter Creation off in 1 turn. If we attach water to ADP, we can use Metal Saucer to a benched metal type and then Energy Switch it off. And that's how we can get a turn 1 GX. Clay DP is more focused on doing that line of play, but I say ability version, but you know what I mean. Research version can also do it as well. 3 Cherish Ball just so we can have really good access to our ADP and our more wild as well, so we can try and clog up our opponent's bench, but it's mostly so we can find our Denes and our ADP. 3 Pokemon Catcher. Again, we're so reliant on taking 1-shots with any of our attackers. We don't want to be 2-hitting anything. So if we can't find bosses or we can't afford to boss, we need to find some stuff still. We can, play a catcher, hopefully hit head. Now in this format, I've been changing these slots to more consistency stuff. So Big Charm, Tool Scrap Up. I say consistency stuff, techie stuff. But I think going into a new format, I think ADP just doing what it does best. And attacking, using Brave Blade twice to win the game is going to be the best way to go, see how the format develops, which is why I've gone back to Pokemon Catcher. Okay, I pressed G, didn't do anything, but great catcher for a similar reason, just because I like to have a little bit more reliability on my Gust. Obviously, great catchers, Mercius to pick off the Dene, or maybe ADP Miro, we can try and pick up the ADP for whatever reason. One good play we can really like doing is we can ultimate rate into a Dene. That's such an insult. We take 3 prizes whilst attaching 3 energy. Great catcher is a more reliable way of doing that than playing normal catcher. 3 energy spinner just to find our water energies, I should say. We actually don't play many, but it's also a good way of getting metals in the bin if we can spin a 1 to hand and quick ball it away, all that good stuff. Spinner's really good for that. Air balloons just so we can attach these to our Zacians to give them an effective 3 retreat cost, or we can attach them to any other one of our Pokemon to be, apart from H/, to be a pivot for the rest of the game. Always fun. And then rounding off the list, we've got 2 water energy. We don't want to play too many of them because we only need one ever for ADP to use ultimate ray or ultimate creation. And I think 9 basic metal energy to round off. There's a little bit more than the normal ADP list, but I like having a little bit more just so we can try and take the pressure off our sources. If we can like get one in play via Intrepid Sword, it's always fun. And if you try and go for turn 1 GX, having the extra copy of energy when we're not playing Virgin Forest is never a bad thing. So yeah, let me know what you think about my ADP list, guys. I'm trying to get it on screen now. It's quite, there we go. Yeah, so let me know what you think of the ADP list, guys. If you have the more vivid voltage, deck profiles and gameplay, make sure to smash that subscribe button for me. Much appreciated. All help and support is, I love it really, to be fair. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.